Hi, I'm Chaitanya Dhoni, for those who don't know me, and I'm a fourth grader, and I'm 10 years old. So today we already have done the basics of Unity. Now I'm going to show you a little bit more complicated stuff, but it'll still be easy to understand. So I'm just going to go to here. So this is where we left off, as you can see. And so, let's see. So what should we do? Okay, so let me explain to you how balls and stuff can interact. They can do it through rigid body. So let's look here. I'm gonna make. But this time I'm gonna make a cylinder. I'm just gonna bring it out like this. I'll just create another platform. This time there's already a plane, which is basically something like that you can be on. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna move this camera and show you how it'll look like in the real game. So this will have a rigid body. Actually, no, the camera doesn't need one, but the capsule collider does. So now I'm going to show you how you can like see what it does. And so yeah, they interact properly. The ball goes one way or the other. But first, in order to do that, we need to add a rigid body to the ball. So the cylinder has one, but now the ball needs one. So now let's add one. And so it'll become a little bit more advanced than the ones we did before. But we won't get that good stuff because it's exactly in the middle. So I'll just move it a little bit over, and you'll be able to see that it certainly changes what happens. And they actually get to interact with each other. So so it's a little bit more advanced now. So that's good. I also wanted to show you constraints. So instead of a cylinder, let's use another sphere. So in this case, I'm just gonna duplicate this to make it easier for you. So there it is. And but the thing is, we're gonna add a twist. Usually this is what would happen. Wait. So this is what it would usually show. And they wouldn't really do much. But I'm just gonna move this a little bit more forward, and I'll show you more of what we can do. So now that I move this forward, I'm going to constrain it. So I'm gonna freeze position X, Y, and Z. So now it won't move at all, and it won't go in any directions, as you can see. Then if I let it move on Z, so it's the same case with rotation too, but it doesn't really matter as much. So yeah, you see, usually you would have seen it coming forward, but since I restricted it from doing that, I'll remove its restriction. Now it'll come forward, and it'll act like a usual cube would. I mean sphere. when I so they'll act like a usual sphere when we make it and remove the constraints, but the constraints kick in only once we start making like when you don't let it move in that direction. See, now it can actually move. So it's like so it works really well with the example that I show you. Like if you make a game on like this, you could use that. And this time I'm just gonna show you a game that I already made to save us some time. So let's go over here. And let me show you. Okay, so it's right here. And I'm just gonna wait for it. In case you want like more assets, you can also add more assets. Like if you have like really impressive assets that you've seen, you could actually go to those places and you'll be able to work your way through that. So as you can see, I'm just gonna wait. So in this course, I'll also try to kick some time in so that I can show you how Blender works, which is basically a place where you can make Unity assets if you don't have any like free assets for like stuff. Once I did like sharks and I couldn't find any assets, so I needed to use that. So as you can see, this is one of the games I showed before. And so I'll just go to the scenes. And you can see I have a lot of scenes. I'll just go to this one and show you. So it takes a little bit of time to load it. So yeah, this is one of the scenes. So I'll go to beach, which is one of the ones I showed you. It takes a little bit of time to load. And okay, so we finally got to it. So as you can see, this is all good. So let's just edit some of this. So this is all hard code. When I play it, though, it's not as normally you would say. Because in this, when I click the right and left arrow, it lets the car move around. When I click the top button, it lets it speed up. And when I hit the end, it triggers this. So it's a little bit more confusing, but it's good to know all of this stuff. So let's see. This time I'll go in the asset store and I'll search for sharks because I want a shark in this. Usually you won't find anything of real interest. You see this shark, so then I'll try downloading it. So I'm just gonna wait for the asset store to connect. And so yeah, right here, I'm just gonna download, because I haven't downloaded this before. But then I'm thinking, nah, I don't think I want this asset. I'll keep it, but I don't think I want it. So if you like don't find anything, this is what you can do. So you can say, oh, if I can't find it, then you can go here, and you can just open something I call Blender. It's right here. So yeah, Blender is basically like a place where you can do that. But in this time, I'm just gonna focus on the um, asset. So I'm just going to focus on the triangle shaped fin on the shark. So this is just a quick show of Blender. And yeah, so I'm just going to take this stuff out. And okay, so I want to delete this. This isn't what I want. So I'm going to add object. And mesh, and then I think that a cone will work. Cone. Okay, so now we have a cone. So here I'll just I want to make this. Yeah, I want to be able to transform this. So I will just make a shark type fin. It's really simple. And yeah, there you go. This is basically like a shark in less than 1 or 2 minutes. So like in 5 minutes, this is how it'll be. And yeah, so if you don't have Blender installed, it's very good. You should try it. And go to Google, search Blender, and it'll ask, do you want to download? Click yes, and you'll be able to download Blender. But in this case, I already have it installed, so I'm just gonna use with it. So then I'm gonna file, and I'm gonna export, and it only works in FBX files for me. So I'm gonna click FBX, and I'll call this shark. Now export. And that's basically all you need to do. And so I can just go into Unity. And I'll go. So yeah, I'm just going to go into the file so that I can see this. So I'm just going to get into Blender. Oh, never mind. That was so that's basically Blender. That's how you use Blender. You can. I'm pretty sure you just like file, and then you need to import it into Unity. I'm pretty sure. Right. So I'm just gonna show you. So this is what I did in Blender, and so I'm not gonna add it into this because it's already finished. But yeah, so you can you just click it, and then you can import it into your game, and you can make your own assets. So I prefer you to use your own assets if you don't find anything, because otherwise you just need to wait for a long time until you find somebody who has like a boat. which could be used for like this side or something, right? As you can see, I actually am still working on a game that involves boats. So it works like this, and so as you can see, I have actually imported the asset, untitled right now, but yeah. So it's imported, but yeah, it comes a little weird because as a camera. So yeah, it'll come like this. You just need to make sure that the camera is disabled and the light is disabled, and then you'll get yourself like a shark, and you should like add a component, a box collider, and a rigid body. So I'm just like adding mass. So in this part of the game, I'll show you how I added mass. So like mass, let me show you. So you see this island? You see the island right in front of this boat? If it had, since I made the mass less than the boat, I can easily just whack everything. See, like this stone, instead of, its mass was 1, but I changed its mass to become 0.5. So now it's really easy to hit. So I'm just going to move back, and I'll show you the code part of this. So here you can see there's so many confusing things, but all we're going to care about right here is movement. Oh yeah, and this is on Visual Studio. And this only works with C#, so you need to make sure that you have Visual Studio installed, and you need to use C#. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for it to load up. Yeah, while it's loading, I'm just gonna tell you that it actually is not as hard as it seems. The extra stuff that will probably come is not really needed. It's just to make the game Android. Yeah, so like to make an Android game, you need to import a joystick pack. So that's how you'll need to make an Android game. I don't think you can make an Android game without a lot of code. So yeah, what you're about to see is just code for Android. So it's a little bit more harder to do. So I don't recommend doing it if it's your first game. I recommend that this, if this is your first game, you should use it for PC, because PC is actually very easy to code. So you know, like those arrow keys, you can easily make it say input.getKey, which makes it get that key, and then it'll say that. So you can say arrow, right arrow, or you can say left arrow, and you can say up arrow, down arrow, and it'll work. You can even do WASD controls, like W for up, like speed up, A and S and D. So yeah, it's very flexible. You can it's very easy to code. You can even do, instead of WASD or the arrow controls, you can do TFGH. It's so right here, this stuff is not necessarily needed for see all of this, see this joystick? It's only needed for Android applications, but so as you can see, this is, all of this code is not really needed, but this is so if you can see right here, I'm just gonna show you. Yeah, so right here, this is kind of the code that matters. So I'm just gonna make this not a comment. So it may show that it's wrong because this is other code, but you can just ignore that for a bit. So yeah, you'll see this. This automatically comes with the code. Public rigid body. So like, it lets you know that instead of typing rigid body, I made a variable. So all I need to say is RB. So RB, aka rigid body, dot add force. So you need to add force. So you know the three vectors, right? W, W, Y, and Z. So yeah, we had nothing on the W, nothing on the Y, but we need to use something on the Z so that it can move. So this is very little force, but it actually is a lot more. This is just a few variables. And so yeah, so if input dot get key, so that means D. So if I ever click D, it would make it add this amount of force. So right now this is on the Y axis, so it's negative. So that means it'll be going this way, and actually no, it'll be going this way for that. And so this is just positive, so it will be going this way for A, and that's how you get to like do the controls. And yeah, so you can see right here, RB dot add force 0, 0 like this. This just no matter what, it just constantly does this. It doesn't need you to press A, D, nothing. Doesn't need you to press anything. So yeah, as you can see, that's what I did there. I took it out just to show you. So yeah, so this is what it, this is the code. So like, it basically shows the same thing here. As you can see, it's basically the same, except the difference is this code, this extra code right here, is for Android. So I don't recommend it for your first. And okay, so now that we went into that, I want to show you what triggers do in Unity. So as you can see, you can't really see it, but so here, so like in this area, in the white and at the blue, I actually put triggers. Wait. Oh yeah. So this involves UI, which I won't talk about right now, but so let me show you then. See, look right here on the blue side and here on the white. So I put a trigger. So right at the end of this, I put a trigger so that you can it triggers this scene. Oh yeah, and you need a whole entire scene to do this. So if you see Angry Birds levels with yeah, you win on level this, you know that they actually needed a whole entire scene to do that. So there, so triggers, I'll show you one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so these are the triggers. As you can see, I disabled the mesh renderers. So if I enable these mesh renderers, you'll actually be able to see them. They'll still act the same, except the fact that you'll be able to see the mesh renderers. So now you'll be able to see where they actually look. So this is what it really is, except when you disable the mesh render, you don't see that. So see, when I hit it, I still do that. But yeah, so that's why having a box collider is so important, because even though it's not there, this green as its box collider doesn't do that. So like if I don't add the box collider for this side, I'm just gonna remove it, then nothing will happen. Absolutely nothing. So you need so if you're adding a trigger ever, you should definitely make sure that. Oh, so yeah, so you need like scripts. So as you see this script, you need to attach it here, and then you can make sure that it works like that. So you need to attach it to as a component, and then only you'll be able to actually experience what code you did. So it's very important. And so like you can see this, which is a player. So yeah, you'll get this thing called rigid body. Ignore this. This is Android stuff, but yeah. So this select rigid body. So this is like all of the stuff that have rigid bodies in this thing. In this case, it's the player that only has the rigid body. So I click that, and the player with the rigid body, like I showed you in the last session, rigid body is basically what makes you move around and stuff like that. The reason I didn't show you all of this, of me doing all of this crazy stuff over here, is because this is all tough code. You can do it, and you can download assets. So I didn't really want to waste your time with that. And okay, so back to this cube one, if I had a rigid body. So rigid body is basically what's making it move too. So it's basically what applies force in an object and what makes it do anything, interact. So if you want anything to move in Unity, you need to make sure you have a rigid body. So like a collider, a script, and a rigid body are the most important things if you're trying to create a game. And if you want to create a game where you can like lose or win, then you should also use so yeah, the triggers, they're not as easy as you might have thought, because they have so let me show you. So yeah, so in this thing, so it makes it do it so all of this stuff, scene changer. This is like let me show you. So this is a code I did that shows all of the different scenes in my thing. So this scene's tutorial scene, and it's there. So all of this, but just specifically for the ones that I want to make lose or win, they're down here. And instead of saying public void end game or something, public void park, which is one of the scenes, I say public static void, and then debug.log and all of that. So it's a little special, but yeah. So this is also this also helps with the UI, which I'll tell you in a second. But so yeah, these are the two triggers. So this one just makes you lose, but there's another one at the end of the level that makes you win. So let me show you the one at the end of the level. So if you see, I'm just gonna go to the tutorial level because it's the easiest to complete. Yeah, so right here, it also has the two triggers at the end that makes you lose. But the difference is it adds something that you haven't seen. This. See, this big cube right here has all of the stuff that I told you, except it has a different purpose. this makes sure that if you get to this point, instead of sending you to the lose section, it sends you to the win scene. So it does a different purpose. And as you can see, oh no, I couldn't do this. Oh, I fell. Dang it, I need to try again. And then I go back and I try, okay, yay, I'm just going along, doing what it tells. And look, so then you go here, and the second you hit it, it says that you win. So it sends you to a different scene that tells that you win. So this is like user interface kind of stuff in terms of triggers. And yeah, so another important thing is an event system. Basically, it's not needed until you it like makes you change scenes. So if I didn't have the event system, everything would still work as predicted, except the thing is, none of the stuff like the user interface would not work. So like quit right here, you can see, quit just won't work. Then if I add the event system back, it will work. I'm just gonna wait for it. And as you see, it takes me back to the main menu. So now we're done with the other stuff. Now let's get to the real content, which is user interface or UI. So in the UI, as I can, if I can just main menu. So this is like the main thing that you start seeing. If you could see. So it looks kind of 3D from here, but yeah. So like these are all buttons and stuff. So let me show you this button. These buttons are look like this, and so this is what the scene changer thing does. I already showed you the tutorial thing. So this also has the same attributes. It has a button, except the difference is this button. See, you can make colors like when you highlight or hover over it. When you press it, it'll become red. Its normal color will just be white, and its so its usual color will be green in this case. And so yeah, so this is what matters the most. You can like add this and this. Okay, so I'll just do it from here. So this is what you'll first see, and then you add in case you want to add text, you go to here and then you can do that. Okay, so runtime. So in this one, it requires you need the scene changer script to be put on the canvas, which is this, that lets you see stuff. And so it's on the canvas, and so here, so you need to drag this canvas, and you just place it in the runtime. Actually, this none object. Now it actually has something. Actually, don't mess with the runtime. Not a good idea. So function, as you can see, scene changer is there. So then you go here, and I made a variable called tutorial. So I'll go and I'll see. Where's tutorial? Fine. Instead of doing tutorial, I'll do the boss level, which is kind of like a hard level. Then it'll still work, but it'll just take you to this certain level, which is not a good idea. And yeah, so like the quit buttons too, they'll also work the same as the tutorial. So I'm just gonna hit this, and instead of making it the boss, I'm actually going to make it the tutorial level this time. So yeah, this is why you need to do them properly, because it's very easy to see when you make your variables. So yeah, tutorial. Um, so it's much easier to see when you make the levels. And so that's the UI for now. And the code. And so what we covered today was a lot. We covered how to make your assets, UI, and pretty much all of Unity. Even though we haven't made too much, I'm just going to show you a little bit more of the UI aspect. So lighting is important because you need good lighting so that your players can see properly. And yeah, so like text. So basically what text does is like this. It shows my name. It's like this, so you can change the way it looks. So if I don't like Arial, then I can, if I don't like the normal type of thing, I want, what if I do bold and italic? Yeah, maybe that looks good. But I'll, actually, I think just italic. So yeah, you can change it a lot, and so it could fit your type of place. And so yeah, so a canvas also is important, because look, if I disable this canvas, all of these buttons will just not work. Will just not be there because they could only be rendered by the canvas. As you can see, this is what happened. But you might be wondering, hey, what's this weird text doing? This text is an add-on text, so it's actually not from that. So I'm just gonna bring, so it's not connected to the canvas, so I'm just gonna bring the canvas back. Okay, so now we've covered almost all of the subjects that are possible in Unity. If I ever forgot any, I'll come back and I'll tell you them. And so for now, stay safe. And overall, goodbye, I guess.